What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Realistic Rumour with Wrexham. This is episode number 15, and we're finally potentially finding a bit of form. We're in 8th place now, just shy of the playoffs. We're in the, well, I say home stretch, there's still like 14 games to go, but we are in the back end of the season, as today we will face Grimsby, Doncaster, and Forest Green. So all league games, all big ones. Every game feels big these days. Can we finally find some form? Because that's what we've been seeking out the entire season. We've had some really good results, we've had some poor results, but the one thing we've lacked is consistency. Consistency either way. We haven't consistently lost or gone on a bad no-win streak, but we also haven't gone on a big winning streak as well, and we're going to need something like that as we head into the back end of the season. And as you can see in the top left there, we are the league top scorers, 53 goals, but I think we've conceded I think we're in the bottom 5 for goals conceded as well. So I think just like Wrexham in real life, to be honest, they are FC entertainment, to be honest. Goals galore at either end of the pitch. Well, we would start this game off really well. 19 minutes in, Stephen Davis, the veteran, would bag what would be his third goal of the season and his second goal in as many episodes. So the veteran hitting a bit of form after having a bit of a fallout with him. You know, earlier in the season, he was saying that he wasn't happy with the lack of game time. But with Belaber's injury, he has been starting pretty much every game for the last couple of months, and he seems very happy now. Although the lead that he gave us wouldn't last long. In fact, just a few minutes, and Grimsby went down the other end and would equalise a shot that at first I thought, oh, fair enough, that's an absolute worldie. But when I saw it on the replay, and the shot was very central, and Lainton was I was disappointed with you, Rob. You should have saved that, I think. And then into the second half, a disappointing goal to concede. It's that classic thing where the AI does not want to cross the ball in; they just want to walk it in. So I'm showing them to the byline. They do take it to the byline, and they pull it back, and I think the shot, it deflects off O'Connell. It was going in anyway, but O'Connell just takes it past the keeper. We make a few substitutions, including Doak and Young coming on, as well as Morris and Cannon. We would equalise. Ryan Morris, only being on the pitch for 7 minutes, he would bag the equaliser through sheer persistence and a bit of luck, which you always need. And then in the 89th minute, you would have seen the scenes there. Absolute limbs as Super Paul Mullin bags another league goal and seals a victory for us. We led, we were behind, we eventually win. Like I said, FC Entertainment, a really back and forth game that just sums up our season. Both teams taking the leads, both teams looking flaky at the back, but plenty of goals going in. And the most important thing is we got the victory. I thought overall we actually played pretty decently. Grimsby's goals were quite frustrating ones, very avoidable, but we do grab the 3 points, and that's 3 wins on the bounce now, potentially finding some form. As you can see the league table there, we are up to 7th now, 51 points. There are a couple of teams around us who have games in hand over us, but all we can do is take on the next team and try and push for a win. Belaber returns from injury, after 3 months, although he's not quite fit to be part of the matchday squad yet. So he will feature properly in next episode, but he will be in for the crunch time of the season. It'll be interesting actually now. Will he play ahead of Davis? Let me know in the comments actually what you think I should do with that situation. Now Belaber's back. Should he go straight back into the team? He was finding his feet quite well before he got injured, but now Stephen Davis is in there, and he's being quite solid, and he's getting some good goal scoring opportunities as well, and he's bagged 2 goals in the last 2 episodes, as well as an assist or 2, I think, as well. So, let me know in the comments. Going into the second game though, and Stephen Davis actually had a great chance to make it 2 goals in 2 games, but his shot from point blank range was saved by the Doncaster keeper. Doncaster, who are 14th at the moment on 43 points, so a side that are a few places below us, but we cannot take this game for granted, and of course we are away from home as well. Well, Paul Mullin would hit the post as the game sort of ebbed and flowed. We had the better of the chances, but Doncaster did look a threat. And then going into the second half, well, he was denied in the first half, but Stephen Davis bags in back-to-back games. The veteran, where's this coming from? Finding his scoring boots. He makes it 1-0 after a nice James McLean cross, and Davis is there at the back stick. Well, we would make a few changes, and in the 90th minute, Doncaster would break our hearts and send the home fans into jubilation as they find an equaliser, header crashing off the bar before they headed in the rebound. But from kickoff, Ben Doak, the loney, nice little turn, gets to the byline. What can he do here? Can he find Paul Mullin? Yes! Super Paul Mullin. This guy is gold dust. But give props to Ben Doak, who is finding his feet a little bit now. A nice little loan signing from Liverpool. He gets the ball from kickoff. Nice little turn as the player tries to dive in. Beats another man. Gets to the byline. We do to the AI what they do to us. We pull it in there. We get to the byline. We pull it back. And Paul Mullin's there just to open up his body and finesse it into the far corner. The instant response and surely the game winner. And that could be back-to-back injury time winners for Paul Mullin. And what a huge group of games this is turning out to be. 23rd league goal of the season, Paul Mullin. He's the league top scorer. And he might have just secured us another huge 3 points after Durate's equaliser in injury time. And in fact, it was practically the last kick of the game. A massive win at Doncaster. They went from jubilation to silence, celebrating a 90th minute equaliser, and they thought they were snatching a point. But it wasn't to be. We grabbed the win. I think on the reflection of the game, a deserved result. But once again, FC Entertainment strikes. Hollywood is watching, and we're giving them a show. We make it back-to-back wins and 4 wins in a row now. Would you call this a run? I think I'd call this a run. It's our best run of the season. 4 wins in a row. And this man, Ben Doak, he wants to be starting in the next game. And to be fair, he's been absolutely class so far. So how can I deny him that? Although saying that, James McLean's been good as well. So a bit of a tricky one to decide there. As we look at the table before the third and final game, we are 7th still. It's such a tight pack from 5th down to 9th, separated by just a few points. We take on Forest Green Rovers, who are 2nd in the league, tied for top, only behind Stockport on goal difference, and that is just by 1 as well. So this is going to be a tough outfit. We did beat Forest Green earlier in the season. We actually ended their unbeaten streak. I think it was back in October. So we've got good history with this side. They've obviously got veteran Troy Deeney up top, but we've got veteran Stephen Davis, who's been bagging them in. He's got 2 goals in 2 games. What a man. Can he lead us to victory yet again? Can we make it 3 wins from 3 in the episode? 5 wins on the bounce. Well, this is going to be a tough one for sure. Forest Green, as we said, tied top. We do make 1 change to the side that beat Doncaster. Hayden is back into the back line after missing the last game against Doncaster. But we do stick with James McLean. Doak is on the bench for now, but he probably will come on. Well, we're playing in the snowy conditions. As we enter these wintry months, the snow is coming down in Wales. And, well, Forest Green would actually start this game very hot. You could tell that they were the team that were joint top of the league. Testing Leighton early on, but dominating possession. However, we would take a lead against the run of play. I'm not afraid to admit it. And James McLean, we spoke about whether to start him or Ben Doak in this one. We started James McLean, and he actually grabs, I couldn't believe it when I saw it, his first goal of the season, picked out by Paul Mullin, and it's a great finish. However, Forest Green do grab an equaliser. It's another headed goal that we've conceded. We're quite poor from headers and corners and set pieces in general. Something that I usually pride myself on in FIFAs and, well, I guess now FCs. But if you can't beat them, join them. And after a really bad tackle from Lavinia, we get a free kick on the right-hand side. Lee whips it into Stephen Davis, who makes it 3 games, 3 goals. The veteran. I mean, who needs Paul Mullin when you got Stephen Davis? I can't believe the turn of events. He wanted to leave the club in January. We gave him more game time, and now he's free scoring. 3 goals in all 3 games in today's episode, and he restores our lead. However, well, a third headed goal would be scored in this game in the second half. Troy Deeney, 1 veteran scoring, another one bagging as well. Deeney, the former Watford forward, bags a header from a corner. Disappointing once again, but we strike back once again. And it's that man, Ben Doak, who did come on for James McLean in the second half. He plays a nice one too with Elliot Lee before putting in top corner. What a finish from the Scottish youngster. And we have a 3-2 lead once again. but we rely on Lainton to make a really good save with his left foot to keep the scores at 3-2. And then late on in the contest, Lavigne loses his head. I mean, this tackle was crazy. I don't know why you're diving in like that on a yellow. He receives his second caution of the game, and the visitors will have to play the last few minutes with 10 men. Well, from the resulting free kick, Elliot Lee whips it in. It gets headed out, but then Paul Mullin with a beautiful ball to Luke Bolton, and boy, oh boy, am I glad that he has got on the score sheet. It's been a bit of a tough time since he joined in January from Salford. He's not been awful, but he could definitely improve. And I think getting on the score sheet there will do him the world of good, do his confidence the world of good, and hopefully so. That gave us a 2-goal cushion. Forest Green would grab a late goal to make it. Not really nervy because it was in the final minute anyway, but I wasn't a fan of conceding once again. But it is 3 wins from 3 in this episode, all by 1 goal as well. Tense times, but we're showing that we can turn up and secure 3 points. And that is 5 wins on the bounce now. We are definitely in form right now. Feeling very good. And, after a perfect February, 5 wins from 5, and, confirming that we do the double over Forest Green, who's to say we can't reach the playoffs? Who's to say we can't reach the top 3 maybe? It is the top 3 that get promoted, and we are close. We're only a few points off the top 3, so we'll keep on trucking. I'm not going to be naive, though. I know that a couple of losses and you are down in that mid-table because that pack is so tightly congested. But I'm looking up. I'm not looking down. Hayden comes to us and says that the lads are still worried. Our confidence is at 60 overall, which isn't great, but I know we're not top of the league, but I think 5 wins on the bounce, you'd think the confidence would be a bit higher. It's a bit of a weird time to come to me and tell me that. However, I'm working on it, Hayden, and I will try and keep this run going. Anyway, that will be it for today's episode 15. What a perfect episode. 3 games, 3 wins. Belabor's back from injury. He'll be returning next episode. Stephen Davis has scored in all 3 games. We're flying right now. We can't be stopped. And the Red Dragons march on. I will see you in episode 16. Make sure you drop a like on the video if you're enjoying the series, and I'll catch you later.